No oil supergiants, no massive population. Yet by 2026, global powers are quietly circling Somaliland's coast. Why? Because control of this shoreline means influence over the Red Sea, and the Red Sea is no longer just a shipping route. It's a pressure point of global power. So who's moving in? Who's being pushed out? And could Somaliland's coast reshape global trade for decades? For decades, this arid stretch was a political afterthought, unrecognized yet stable amid regional chaos. While neighboring states were rocked by conflict and shifting alliances, Somaliland quietly maintained a sense of order and self-governance, even as the world looked elsewhere. But as 2026 approaches, this quiet coast is now a focal point for global powers, drawn by its strategic location. The world's attention is shifting, and Somaliland's long overlooked shores are suddenly at the center of international strategy and intrigue. The Gulf of Aden's waters, once overlooked, are now the epicenter of a new geopolitical contest. Every day, hundreds of ships pass through these waters, carrying goods and energy supplies between continents, making this region a lifeline for global commerce. Control of Somaliland's shores means influence over the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a vital maritime choke point. Whoever holds sway here can shape the flow of trade between the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean, impacting economies far beyond Africa. The world's urgency is new. Fragile supply chains and regional instability have made Somaliland's stability a rare and valuable asset. As global shipping faces new threats and bottlenecks, Somaliland's calm and order have become a beacon for those seeking reliable partners. Its government has shifted from pleading for recognition to leveraging its geography for real power. Somaliland's leaders are now negotiating from a position of strength, aware that their land is more than just a bargaining chip. It's a strategic prize. The port city of Berbera, once a Soviet outpost, is being transformed by Gulf investment and debated in Washington, Beijing, and Moscow. Its docks and cranes are now symbols of a new era, where Somaliland's future is being shaped by global interests and local ambition. Somaliland is no longer just asking for a seat at the table. It's offering a key to one of the world's most important doors. Its leaders are opening new channels of diplomacy, forging relationships that could redefine the region's future. The great powers are lining up to bid. In this new chapter, Somaliland is not just a bystander. It's a player, shaping its destiny on the world stage. Why are there not more people talking about the Red Sea, the world's most fragile yet vital artery? This isn't just a shipping lane. It's the pulsing lifeblood of international commerce and connectivity, stretching between Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. This narrow waterway links the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean, making it one of the most strategic maritime corridors on the planet. Every year, over 12% of the world's international trade and a significant share of vital energy supplies pass through these waters. From crude oil and natural gas to manufactured goods, the Red Sea is a superhighway for the global economy, connecting producers and consumers across continents. But the Red Sea's importance runs even deeper. Beneath its surface, a web of fiber optic cables forms the backbone of global communications, carrying internet and data traffic between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Any disruption here can ripple across the digital world. For years, US naval power helped keep these waters safe, deterring threats and ensuring the free flow of goods. But recent attacks by Houthi rebels have shattered that stability, targeting commercial vessels and igniting fires that have shocked the shipping industry. Insurance costs have soared, and ships are now rerouting to avoid danger, exposing just how vulnerable this critical choke point has become. The world is now forced to reckon with the risks of relying so heavily on a single, fragile artery. The Red Sea has become a battleground for proxy conflicts, with Iran and its rivals using the waterway as a strategic chessboard. Each side maneuvers for influence, turning the region into a flashpoint for global tensions. In response, global powers are seeking more than just distant naval patrols. They need reliable partners on the ground, allies who can provide real-time intelligence and rapid action when crises erupt. Somaliland's long, stable coastline offers a secure foothold for surveillance, intelligence gathering, and rapid response operations. Its strategic location is increasingly seen as a key asset for those looking to safeguard the Red Sea. Berbera is more than just a port. It's a launch pad for influence and a critical hub for projecting stability and power over this contested maritime space. In today's interconnected world, the security of the Red Sea is no longer a distant concern. It's a domestic issue for every major economy, affecting everything from energy prices to supply chains and digital connectivity. In this global pressure cooker, Somaliland holds a vital release valve, offering stability, security, and opportunity at the heart of a region under strain. I don't think people understand just how desperate Ethiopia is to reach the sea. Ethiopia's 2024 deal with Somaliland was a geopolitical earthquake, promising sea access in exchange for investment and possible recognition. For landlocked Ethiopia dependent on Djibouti for trade, this was a strategic necessity. The agreement gives Ethiopia a stake in Berbera and a base for its navy, shifting the regional balance of power. Somaliland bypassed Mogadishu, asserting its agency and raising its diplomatic profile. The deal angered Somalia and alarmed Egypt, intensifying great power competition along the coast. For Somaliland, it was a masterstroke, turning its location into leverage for long-sought recognition. Why are there not more people talking about how the UAE and the United States are quietly reshaping Somaliland's future? The UAE has been the primary architect of Berbera's transformation, investing heavily through DP World to create a logistics hub and building the Berbera corridor to Ethiopia. This integration gives the UAE unmatched influence in Somaliland, turning strategic location into economic reality. The US, meanwhile, has shifted from cautious observer to active interest, spurred by China and Russia's moves and threats to Red Sea navigation. AFRICOM visits signal Berbera's growing importance as a potential US logistics and surveillance site. Washington treads carefully, wary of alienating Mogadishu, but can't ignore Somaliland's stability and strategic value. Somaliland has played its hand well, establishing ties with Taiwan to attract US attention. For the US, Berbera is a potential lily pad base. Low footprint, high impact. The pragmatic watcher is now in the game. You need to hear this if you're watching the global power game. Why are China and Russia so focused on Somaliland's coast? China, with its Djibouti base nearby, sees Berbera as a strategic backup for its Belt and Road ambitions. Somaliland's ties with Taiwan complicate direct Chinese engagement, but Beijing may leverage its influence over Ethiopia to secure future access. China plays the long game, waiting for the right moment. Russia, recalling its Cold War presence in Berbera, is quietly reasserting interest. Recent diplomatic overtures and the activity of Russia's Africa Corps signal Moscow's intent to regain a Red Sea foothold. For Russia, Berbera offers a warm water port and a chance to challenge Western dominance. While lacking the economic muscle of China or the UAE, Russia excels at opportunistic diplomacy and security deals. Both powers see Somaliland as a critical piece in their global strategies. The bear and the dragon are circling. I bet you didn't know just how high the stakes are at Berbera. This port is at the heart of a global power struggle, where the ambitions of nations and the future of a region collide. For Ethiopia, Berbera is a lifeline to the sea, offering a vital alternative to Djibouti and a chance to diversify its trade routes, ensuring economic resilience and national security. For the UAE, it's a logistics node of growing importance, anchoring its commercial ambitions in the Horn of Africa and providing a foothold for influence along the Red Sea corridor. For others, Berbera is a military and intelligence asset, a vantage point for monitoring rivals and projecting force across a volatile region. The Soviet-built runway, stretching along the coast, enables surveillance flights and rapid military response across the Bab el-Mandeb, a choke point for global shipping. Control here means the ability to monitor shipping, launch missions, and influence the flow of global trade, making Berbera a critical node in the world's economic network. Beneath the waves, undersea cables make this coastline vital for digital security and intelligence, carrying the world's data and connecting continents. Securing or threatening these cables is a top priority for every major power. as control over information is as crucial as control over territory. The competition for Berbera reflects a shift from US naval dominance to a multipolar scramble for control, with new players vying for influence and access. Flags of convenience are giving way to flags of control as nations assert their presence and stake their claims in these contested waters. For Somaliland, Berbera is its greatest bargaining chip. Its future, its leverage, and its hope for international recognition all depend on how it plays this hand. The port is its key to survival and recognition, a gateway to opportunity in a region where every advantage counts. Exposing the shadow game between Eritrea, Somalia, and their powerful backers. How deep does this rivalry really go? Regional actors complicate Somaliland's rise. Somalia fiercely opposes Somaliland's independence, turning to Turkey for military and economic support. This rivalry has made the Horn of Africa a proxy battleground for Gulf and Middle Eastern powers. Eritrea, with its own Red Sea ports, views Ethiopia's Berbera deal with suspicion, fearing marginalization. Eritrea's next move, aligning with Egypt and Somalia or seeking its own deal, could reshape the region's stability. Behind the scenes, intelligence operations, economic pressure, and clandestine diplomacy drive the real contest for influence. Israel has quietly entered the fray, deploying early warning systems to counter Iranian threats. Somaliland must navigate not just global powers, but volatile neighbors and shadowy alliances. One misstep could ignite regional conflict, turning opportunity into disaster. Every move is a high-stakes calculation in this intricate dance. Why are there not more people talking about Somaliland standing at a crossroads, where extraordinary promise meets profound risk? As 2026 nears, global investment could transform its economy and bring de facto sovereignty. But inviting great powers risks turning Somaliland into a proxy battleground, fracturing its politics and stability. The wealth from Berbera could fuel both development and corruption. Somaliland's leaders must balance offers, protect sovereignty, and avoid entanglement in foreign rivalries. The nation must turn strategic rent into real development, ensuring the port serves its people first. Geography is destiny. Somaliland now holds a key square on the global chessboard. Whether it secures prosperity and recognition or is swept away by the tides of empire remains to be seen.